this was a clutch game. This was the game, I might say, for the ages, as the River Hoopers' winning streak came to an end in this game. In this game, the Douanes team defended home court in front of 6,876 people in attendance. 56-54 was the final score. And this game, it started off crazy because the River Hoopers, they're a team that I know. I've been watching them for like the games that they have played, the past 3 games, and the way they started this game was so horrible, and they were only limited to 5 points, a quarter low, 5 points in the first quarter, 5 points to Douanes 14. So at the onset, I just felt like, you know what, the River Hoopers, they just looked like they were going to lay down and die in this game and just give away this game like that. But looking at the progression of this game when it continued, I was closely monitoring what the Douanes were doing and also what the River Hoopers were doing. And what I realized was, despite having a poor start coming from the River Hoopers side, the River Hoopers were able to dig themselves out of that hole. And in turn, in the second half, you saw a reverse Uno card being played as the Douanes had a quarter low 7 points. 7 points in the third quarter. And that's the thing that even made the River Hoopers make this game close. Had the Douanes team just stuck to a game plan that they started off earlier, they would not have cut the deficit and made this game very close. But still, they were able to finish off this game. And I was so excited to see a game going on down to the wire. It was a defensive affair. I've seen the Douanes team, they've had the tendency of having very, very close games. I've seen very close games dating back to the previous game that they had against APR, which ended 66-61 with APR winning. And majority of the games have been very, very close. In the same case as the River Hoopers in the first time that they started, in the first game against Douanes when they matched up, and we had the second game against APR, which was very close. But the Douanes team, when you look at the previous game that they had against APR, you can see they lost that game by 5 points. And you can see there's no much, the games are very close with them. But still, both teams, I must say, they really, really struggle. Shooting the 3 ball, the Douanes only made 4 threes the whole game out of 23 attempts. That's 17%. This is a glaring stat that I've seen. And some of the shots that they were making from downtown, they hit them late in the game, late in the fourth quarter, just to bring the game close. And also the River Hoopers still struggled. Out of 32 attempts from downtown, they had an abysmal and ugly 18%. And the most concerning thing with Douanes, despite the fact that they won this game, was how many times the Douanes team fouled the River Hoopers and sent them to the line. The River Hoopers sank 16 out of the 21 free throws. That's 76% from the line. And looking at Douanes, they only had 7 attempts. They did not even draw any fouls. They did not even go to the line as much. As much as they only missed 1 free throw, but they didn't have the same frequency in going in and attacking and even drawing fouls and getting to the line. And this was so concerning because with the high free throw percentage seen with the River Hoopers, that meant that the River Hoopers team and the Douanes team, the Douanes were literally giving the River Hoopers life in this game. And this is something that I really somewhat took exception to. And also in the rebounds, you can see Douanes rebounded the River Hoopers 48-42 boards and assist the Rock 14 times. Only 4 assists shy from the River Hoopers. And shooting-wise from the field, both teams shot horrible. Will Perry was limited to an ugly 17 points. And Peter from River Hoopers, Olisemeka, he has 16. Kevin Amayo, 11. And it was interesting and it was funny to me to see Will Perry and Madut Akek. They were tied at both 17 points in their productivity. Amadou Haruna, he was struggling in this game with 15. And we'll get to his statistics because, man, Peter Osilemeka, he had a crazy double of his own. He had 16 points and 18 boards in this game. So this guy was just, full on attack mode. And I must say, without his productivity, that game wouldn't have been that close. But the Douanes team were able to sink that buzzer beater. There was a likelihood that this game would have gone to overtime. But I'm liking the way the Douanes still maintained and they still managed to win this game, despite this game being decided by only 2 points. And I've seen Douanes when they play against with their home fans. The games are just much more intense. It's like they're defending their home court. It looks like a playoff atmosphere. John Jackie's Boise, he had 4 assists, and Will Perry's 5 assists, just to round out the River Hoopers' performance. But looking at the box score, just checking in and just checking at what these people did, especially in came to efficiency-wise, Kevin Amayo, the guy that I was looking at, he played north of 37 minutes. He was 4 of 17 shooting, 23%, not good at all. And it was 3 of 13. At some point, I was like, stop shooting the damn ball. Some awards should be just returned, like, stop shooting the damn ball. This guy was 3 of 13 from downtown. At some point, somebody should have just told him to stop shooting. Also, Will Perry was 3 of 10, which is something that they both combined attempted north of like 3/4 of the threes that were attempted, and they only sunk combined 6 only, which was not a good look at all. But Peter Olisemeka, this guy was good with that strong 16 and 18 double of his own. But you can see also, despite him having 3 turnovers, he also coupled it with 3 steals and 3 blocks. So that was very good coming from him. Then also David Icke, 16 minutes played, 2 points, 1 of 1 shooting. He did virtually nothing. There was just cardio there. Devin Eke, man played 35 minutes, but his productivity was just poor and off. And looking at his Douanes, I must say some performances they're just insane. And this game was very, very close. And I enjoyed like the way the atmosphere was, but initially when I watched it, it was just a gutsy game. And the Douanes were able to pull away with total rebounds, assists. They got tied in steals. They had the most turnovers in this game with 22 turnovers. You know the game is bad and horrendous when both teams have 20 turnovers, north of 20 turnovers. You can see the River Hoopers had 20 turnovers. This is the worst performing game that they've had all season, because this is the game that snapped their winning streak. And the game that they snapped the winning streak, it happened in a very, very bad way. And there was a high likelihood that they might have gone even unbeaten. But looking at the way they played this game, it's like they were just off. They just had an off game completely. And looking at even the fast break points, the River Hoopers trail in fast break points as the Douanes won that. Douanes, they capitalized on both points from turnovers, 18 points from turnovers, 11 fast break points, and 9 bench points. The bench production from the River Hoopers was just abysmal, and it was just non-existent at all. So this game was good. I was happy to see the Douanes defend home court in a very grueling way. This is the back-to-back grueling game that they've had. The first 2 games that Douanes had, you could see they were high-scoring games. At some point, you can see, even despite the loss, you could see Douanes, they put up a very good performance, and they were getting out their shots, even we covered in the previous video. But struggling from the 3-point shooting woes still followed them. Even in the game they won against USM, you could see they blew USM out away, and it was a very good performance all through. But these 2 games that Douanes have played, this game against APR and this game right now we're looking at against River Hoopers, have been the most grueling game. And these games, the effects will only be felt after the last game, because now the 2 and 3 spots are just interchanging, because you have seen the performance of APR, you have seen the performance of Douanes. There's a high likelihood that one team will not make it to the playoffs. And every single game in this second half of the regular season is to make sure to have a good point differential to be able to go ahead and win. Go ahead and win to get in, win a playoff spot, not even win a game, because you can win a game by even 1 point, But if you get knocked off by the point differential, it hurts more because you did everything you could do and a win doesn't matter. You have to make sure not only do you win, but you win convincingly. And AS Douanes, I feel like if they continue to make the games close like this, I know the other team is going to fight back, but they have to fight back and they have to win games convincingly. Same case to APR as well, because if both teams are not able to have good point differential, and if let's say USM come in from the woodwork and sweep the next two games, there's a high likelihood the playoff picture will be so distorted because, number one, the River Hoopers have already cemented their position as the number one team. It's in their best interest to win both the games that they are left. But you're looking at the AS Douanes team, they have to win by at least 25 to at least 28 points in the next two games that they have remaining. Because if they don't, there's a high likelihood that they might miss out on the playoffs. Same case to the APR team. I don't know. They're going to meet at some point. APR are going to meet the AS Douanes in the last game. So we'll just get to see what really happens with this as things unfold. But full credit to the AS Douanes from pulling out this win, and full credit to making sure that they have ended the River Hoopers winning streak. I was very excited to see this game. I loved every single minute of it, and honestly, these are the games that I look forward to, and I like them. Although they were very grueling, at some point I felt like turning off the TV when I was watching it. But in front of 6,876 home fans, the AS Douanes did not disappoint. They had a game where they lost, that game against APR in front of their home fans where they lost, but still, it was a good win. It was a good game. But now the next games for AS Douanes, the thing that they need to make sure to do is win games convincingly. Not these clutch games, not these games, nowhere they start off the second quarter like all lackadaisical. They must win games convincingly, and if they do that, they'll be able to go ahead and win it. So that's just about it. So do drop me your comments in the comment section down below on what you think about this. I really watched this game live, and I made sure to just pay attention to it, and I paid attention to it completely. Even I watched the joint all over again just to understand what really happened. But anyway, it is what it is. So, and also make sure to check out my Facebook group. It's not right now, it's about 1,800, so make sure to go check that out. I'll be releasing like some articles there, just aggregating all news coming from all fronts. So make sure you don't miss any of that as we move forward. And I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Peace out.